Hello, who've been before, welcome back. If not, hi, my name is David,
Hi, I'm Matthew.
and I make videos talking about media that I want to talk about. This is our discussion of, we just did a marathon of the Star Wars prequels. Similar to how we did the Pirates of the Caribbean marathon, we wanted to do a singular video just talking about those three movies. No, we did not watch all of them at the same time. That's crazy. We don't have the time for that or the energy. We barely had the energy for three of them.
Yeah.
But we will be doing the prequels and then the originals and then the sequels. I don't care about chronological, or I care about story chronology. What's the word?
Chronology.
Chronology. But I don't care about release order. I don't care about that. Find me in the comments. I don't know. These is a rewatch for me, and this is not rewatch for you. This is the first time for at least two of them.
This is my first time actually consuming them. Because I'm sure that I've watched these movies, me being in the room present. I definitely watched Attack of the Clones when I was a kid, but I fell asleep during it, and I woke up around the time when they're all in the Geonosis arena and all fighting. Don't know what happened, but for the most part, I never really consumed them. I probably have been in a room and it's been playing, and I just didn't care enough.
Yeah. So now it's fully dedicated to watch to understand what's happening for the culture.
Yeah, for the culture.
So obviously we started with the Phantom Menace, which came out in 1999. All of these movies were directed by George Lucas and also written by George Lucas, except for Attack of the Clones was also written with Jonathan Hales. That's the only Star Wars so far that I've seen that was written by George Lucas and someone else. But everything else is just George Lucas. Also really fun that the cinematographer stays being the same with David Tattersall. And the editor as well with Ben Burt. Ben Burt has some paired off different editors for Phantom Menace and Revenge of the Sith, but he stays being an editor for all three of them, so that's really fun. Phantom Menace was 136 minutes. I'm not going to read the long description on Letterboxd because it's annoying, but whatever. Oh. But I gave it a 4 out of 5. I think it's simple, good. This one you do remember watching, right? No, it's your...
This is my dad's favorite movie. It's his favorite Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say it's his favorite movie. It's his favorite Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
It was one of those things I'm watching this movie, I'm like, what would have made my dad say this is the best movie? Because every time I would tell people I'm not into Star Wars, they would ask me, oh, what was your dad's favorite Star Wars movie? Because, obviously, your dad likes Star Wars. And I'd tell them, oh, yeah, it's the prequels. And then they would go, oh, no wonder you hate Star Wars. But the third act, the final act is very tight and it's very good. So I'm watching this and I think this is what made him like it, because no offense to who is the actor that plays young Anakin?
Oh gosh, I should know this. Jake Lloyd.
Jake Lloyd. No offense to Jake Lloyd, because you were probably 10, maybe 11. I made a joke while watching this. I'm like, it feels like everybody else is in a Star Wars movie, but Jake Lloyd is in a sitcom.
Yeah.
His acting feels very sitcom-esque, or I guess it is a sense of a coming-of-age story for Anakin's character.
Yeah.
And that's what his acting feels like, and it feels very out of place when, even his mom is like, oh yes, you need to go and be a Jedi, and you must leave me. This is a very serious thing. And he's like, okay, cool. Bye, robot butler. I'll finish you later.
I don't want to say this as an absolute, because I've also not seen these, but I feel like this is a similar type of kid acting as the Goonies.
Yeah, no, this is the late
E.T.
Yeah, no, definitely E.T. I was getting very E.T. kid vibes from this. But
I've not seen those. I can't really say for sure.
No, I would say Goonies is I'm putting a slightly bit better, but that's also because they are surrounded by kids. It's a kid cast.
Yeah.
There's not that many esteemed, I don't think that's right, experienced actors.
Yeah.
And it
relatively, they're all on the same level.
Yeah.
Everyone here is getting underacted by Jake Lloyd, which is, he's a kid, so you can't say anything about it. But also, a lot of the critiques people have said for George Lucas in general for the prequels is that he's not a really good director for the actors.
Yes.
And something we'll see is that in the originals, like Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill will have really good grasp of their characters, but after the legacy of that and coming into like this sequel, the prequels, these are new actors that are a little unsure, and they're just doing what they're being told. And so Jake Lloyd, Hayden Christensen, Natalie Portman can hold her own because Natalie Portman is pretty good.
She's pretty good. I wish that, and I know this is like a sentiment for like a lot of people, or it's, hey, I think that you should have gotten a kid for Natalie Portman's character.
Yeah.
For Queen Amidala, because like the slight romance that are between Padme and Anakin just feels weird. Yes, Padme is to be older, but only by like 3 years.
Yeah.
And it looks like, oh, you're my babysitter, and I have a crush on you.
Yeah, because like in Phantom Menace, Anakin's 9, and Padme's around 12-ish, I believe, and then 10 years later, it's 19 and 22. So that's a little,
And also, it's height. Like like when she, well, I guess she's not Queen Amidala. She's just a handmaid. But when they're walking around, and when Keira Knightley is like walking around being a queen, she looks the same height as everybody else, as most of the other adults. So it doesn't feel like this like disparage of like, oh, that is a child queen.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I want to say I believe they intercut scenes where it's either Keira Knightley or Natalie Portman. So within a scene, I want to say this may be incorrect. So if I'm incorrect, please let me know. But I believe they would have the same. They would play the scene with Keira Knightley in the makeup and then Padme in the makeup, and they would intercut the scenes. Like they do that a lot with different movies. Like I know they recently did it with a session, which we have to see yet, where they had the actress play interested and not interested, and then intercut scenes. And then in much earlier in American Psycho, Willem Dafoe as a detective was told, okay, do a scene where you don't suspect him and you do suspect him, and they intercut the scenes. I feel like they did the same thing so that we would get conditioned to think these are the same women.
Are you saying there's one cut that's William Dafoe and one is William the Friends?
Anyways,
so
I think
speaking of Keira Knightley, when I was watching this, there was a scene that is Keira Knightley as Queen Amidala doing stuff, and we were watching it, and I was like, damn, why is Natalie Portman doing the Keira Knightley teeth? Because I didn't know. And so I was like, okay, I guess Natalie Portman took some advice from Keira Knightley around this time, and then I was like, oh shit, that's actually Keira Knightley.
Just going down the list of my things that I liked, the settings, Naboo, Tatooine are really distinct locations, and then like the brief moments in Coruscant as well. Really good. You don't get much of Coruscant, but you do get a lot of Tatooine, which comes from like the originals, obviously. So they have something to build from. But then Naboo is absolutely beautiful and really used well.
Naboo, I really love. There's this thing that I talked about in my Final Fantasy X stream. Also watch my streams, guys. That like they use this Italian architecture that's like closer to like the coast, which is used a lot for like Atlantis imagery, and they really push that a lot with Naboo, and it makes sense because they have the Gungan city, which is under the water, and in the Gungan city looks like Bavel in Final Fantasy X. So the entire time I'm watching the prequels, I'm like, damn, okay, this is just Final Fantasy X, I guess.
Yeah, the story is a bit bogged down with all of the politics, which are fun and interesting on paper, but in execution, it's kind of clunky with all this trade federation all of a sudden.
Yes and no. Like, I felt fine with it, but I could see why. I even asked you while we were watching, I was like, is this the reason why people don't like the prequels? Because from what I know from the originals, it's a lot of action.
Yeah. And like the hyper bureaucracy of it all is like not bad. It's just people were not used to that in Star Wars, like early on in the original, you see they had mentioned that they dissolved the Galactic Senate. This is the Galactic Senate, and that caused a lot of complexity that I don't feel like the script was able to capture that well. And like the things in the Senate, we're just skipping to like, oh yeah, things happen, and there's no connection that is like really interesting.
The only conflict that's the best conflict is what did Jar Jar Binks do to get exiled? So the Gungan City, I've had a lot of fun with it. There was a lot of stuff of like the early 2000s. I know this came out in like what 1999.
1999.
It came out in 1999, but a lot of stuff in the early 2000s were really focused on like water. Yeah, if there's like a video out there somewhere,
the Gungans walk to that Fruitiga arrow.
Yeah. There's this video that's out there somewhere that's like, oh, why was the early 2000s so obsessed with the beach?
Yeah,
and this is like I wouldn't say a precursor to it, but I could feel like it add to it because the way that it felt like Atlantis, but not in the way of like traditionally how Atlantis is portrayed, which is using like a lot of classical architecture. It is like some sort of weird, I don't want to say alien-esque, but like somewhat alien compared to classical. And there's a lot of there was this game that I played that was called Dark Cloud that I used to think that Gungan City and this one place were the same exact thing when I was a kid. So like I remember playing Dark Cloud and going like, okay, where the fuck is Jar Jar Binks?
The story kept going back and forth between different locations, and that kind of was not confusing, but definitely barred down the pacing and stuff. Like you said, like the third act really brought everything together. It was like 3 different storylines at one. I think the weakest for me would be the Anakin in the ship.
Oh yeah, his failing successfully.
Yeah,
so
that felt a little weak to me.
Now this is pod racing.
That is so many times that we're watching these movies that you react to a thing that I know is a legacy meme.
Yeah,
like that is a legacy meme.
This is pod racing. I thought like I knew about it, but I thought it happened during the pod racing scene. But it happened when he's exploding a whole ass starship.
Yeah. And then like
and an important starship too.
Yeah. And then like Padme taking back Naboo is fun.
Oh yeah, and every more she was actually 12.
Yeah.
So this little girl and her team, her squad of other little girls, just running around with guns.
Yeah,
would have been so good.
Do you want? I mean, a good story with little girl with other little girls running around. You could read Queen's Peril by E.K. Johnson, which is about Padme and her handmaidens. And the trilogy of Padme
and her handmaidens should not have been running around with guns. They should have been playing mermaids.
They were.
Yeah,
they were.
Naboo is the best place to play mermaids because you literally have.
She literally says she used to swim a lot in the summer house.
Damn, and stupid lake house. I can't wait to talk about this stupid lake house.
Well, okay, and then what were we saying? The third act, the other of like.
I wish that
Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan fighting Darth Maul.
Yeah,
that's it.
Darth Maul, I thought was so two characters I thought were going to be in the series of the prequels a lot more was Darth Maul.
Yeah,
because I remember like he's like in so much merch, he's in so much things. Same with Jar Jar Binks. I thought Jar Jar Binks was going to be in this prequel series more, but like Darth Maul got off of the first movie, and like yes, I don't want to say he's not a bounty hunter, but he acts the same way as like a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, is he going to be like not a deuteragonist? What do they call it? The second antagonist? Like I thought, like okay, I was right in the way of this is going to be the guy that Obi-Wan fights, which is true.
Yeah.
But I thought it was going to be like later on, like he's going to like fight him in like Attack of the Clones or something like that.
Yeah, it's like. Darth Maul died in 1999 and then was brought back to life around like 2015, I want to say. 2016. Date's a little off there, but then like he comes back in like the 4th or 5th season of the Clone Wars and then has stayed relevant since then. But there was definitely like a good decade where he was dead and then he comes back, you know?
Yeah. They really just were like, hey, let's make this really cool fucking character with 2 lightsaber staff.
Yeah.
And then they didn't do anything.
Dual-sided.
Yeah.
Yeah. Liam Neeson's really good as Qui-Gon Jinn. I think this is Ray Park as look it up. I think this is Ray Park as Darth Maul, and then Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan. I like that Ewan McGregor stayed all through the 3 movies. Ray Park. Yep.
Ray Park.
Ray Park, who ends up voicing him in future installments and also playing him in the Solo movie that he appears in. Oh, he's also Toad in X-Men.
Oh, if I watched X-Men, which X-Men is this from?
This is the first one. This is the one where Halle Berry asks him,
Do you know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning? The same thing that happens to everything else.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Halle Berry as Storm. Anyways, Ray Park as Darth Maul. I want to say he doesn't really do much. It's just like great choreography, but the what they do in the Clone Wars allows him to come back and do more with the character in his voice acting and what he wants to do, you know. So that's really nice. But yeah, this third act is just really tight and brings everything all together in a way that by itself, I think without this third act being this good, I think the 10-minute pod racing scene would have killed this movie so hard.
The 10-minute pod racing scene. Anything that was happening in Tatooine, I was kind of like, this is kind of stupid.
Anything that was happening in Tatooine, honestly, was reheating New Hope's nachos.
Yeah,
fully.
It's like I understand why they were there, but at the same time, there was like it was around the time when they were like talking about like, oh, why are you here? Are you here to free all the slaves? And I was like, when is Qui-Gon Jinn gonna say, yeah, so we just needed to refuel and repair our ship, and you guys are here.
So, fun fact, based on the Queen's Hope series, Sabe, who is the Keira Knightley, when she grows up, she is working with Padme to try to free slaves in Tatooine.
Oh.
And she was not able to find Shmi, Anakin's mother. Her name's Shmi.
Shmi, that's right. I was like Shmi from Captain Hook.
Her name's Shmi. Anyways, and she also helps free the I had his name, Kickster, the Indian kid.
Oh yeah, yes.
And the it's not Mon Cala, the other alien kid. They're free because of Sabe.
Yeah. Also, Jar Jar Binks, don't touch that lightning.
Jar Jar Binks.
You
always know what to say.
Jar Jar Binks always knows what to say. I mean, the Gungans, I just can't stop thinking about them. I love the Gungans. I love that they're like, they don't all look the same, and they found really good ways to like distinct them. Like that, there's that one Gungan that looks morphology looks very similar to Jar Jar Binks, but he's like more gray, so it's like, oh yeah, he's much older.
Gungan Turples.
And then the boss, he was like
the boss. You mean Bob Nass?
Bob Nass, is that his name?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Anyways, that he's like more like cartoon frog-like.
Yeah.
And I really like that.
Yeah. Yeah, talking about the Gungans, the Pokemon that we chose was Bellybolt, because multiple different things. One, obviously, amphibian, because of the Gungans. And then because it's electricity, a lot of what young Anakin does here is do things with engineering and like building the pod racer and stuff like that. So he's like, really good with technology and stuff. The idea of the Phantom Menace it's themselves being the hologram of Darth Sidious, who is doing this all, behind the scenes.
And also, Bellybolt has the idea of decoys, which Padme has all of her handmaids be decoys.
Like, its eyes are actually the yellow dots on the center. I think it's going to be on that side. I don't know. It's on either side. The little tiny yellow eyes are its actual eyes, and then the side eyes are fake. So that's really funny.
Also, the bombs, the electric bombs that the Gungans have.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, the boomers.
Then we watched Attack of the Clones, which came out in 2002, so 3 years later. I gave this also 4 out of 5. This is my favorite Star Wars movie out of all 9 of them. I don't know why. I think it mostly is because of this really fucked up romance that it centers on. That it's cheesy and I like it, you know?
Yeah, so my theory is that Yoda was
Oh my god.
so Yoda was like, fuck that kid, hate him,
In
don't
the
put him
first movie.
in the first movie. Fuck that kid, he shouldn't be in his vibes off. And then when they go into Attack of the Clones, Yoda's like, oh yeah, hey, Anakin, you should go totally be the guard for Padme. You know, the girl that you have feelings for that I can tell because I have telepathy because they all have telepathy.
It's very don't ask, don't tell.
He knew.
Yeah.
He knew. Yoda was like, I fucking hate this kid. Let me find the most peaceful way to get him out of the Order, which is let me get these two together.
I think the plot here is really nice because you have Anakin and Padme being the Anakin and Padme over there, while Obi-Wan is going through the ringer.
Yeah.
I love Kamino. I love the Kaminoans and their long necks.
Oh yeah.
Jango
My neck
Fett.
girls out there.
Stop. What was that?
It's from BoJack Horseman.
Oh my god.
When they
We are two best friends who got tired of seeing dolls promoting unrealistic beauty standards.
Take Ginny here. Most giraffe dolls have necks 1 inch shorter by scale than the average girl giraffe. Not our Jenny. Her neck is long and proud for all our necky gals out there.
As a necky gal, I love that.
Anyways, Jango Fett, like the investigation of trying to find who's trying to kill Padme develops really nice and like interestingly because you get the clones and you get Geonosia and you get Count Dooku. It all sort of leads in a very fun way. At the same time that fucking Anakin and Padme are being Mormon lovers together.
The ring what lovers?
Mormon lovers.
They are not being Mormon lovers.
They're like, I can't touch you.
Okay, so like I love that Obi-Wan is having like this like film noir kind of like he's being a detective, he's like putting things together. Then fucking I texted a friend about this. It was so they go over to they go to Naboo to go like have Padme be safe, and also deal with something over with what were they talking about the Queen about?
The Queen. So that was only like just talking about the current situation with the Separatists and how it might escalate at some point. But like she might be killed. Padme is going to be. Someone's trying to kill Padme. Yeah. So we have to make sure that Padme is safe and keep an eye on the situation. She tells like Jar Jar that like
so Jar Jar Binks, first of all, Rob Queen, Jar Jar Binks. They're like, but also kind of a bad idea. Padme was like, you know what? I need you to be the representative of Naboo because you're the Gungan. And I'm like, that sounds great. That is a good thing to do, to have the Gungans be a representative of Naboo as well, because they are, as far as we know, half of the planet.
Yeah.
But also, why Jar Jar? Also, Jar Jar Binks, I wish that you were with Anakin and Padme to be somewhere around there. Like, I feel like you could have done something, but I also know that people hate Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
But man, I thought that he was gonna be doing this more. Anyways, when Padme is leaving the place, I texted my friend and I said, "Oh, hey, yeah, Queen of Naboo, we're gonna stay around here, probably to my romantic lake house, and I'm going to wear a low cut everything."
Oh my god.
Anyways, Luke, how does your Jedi chastity oath feel okay with that?
Yeah.
Crazy. I hate how thick Anakin is laying on with like I love you, but I can't be with you because I'm a Jedi.
Really hot, and I can't stop thinking about you.
Think of you.
Every time I think about you, it hurts because I can't be with you.
And then every time we touch, I swear I can fly.
No.
Also, hey, Padme, he's straight up going, yeah, dictatorship sounds like a good idea. And she's like, you're teasing, aren't you? And he goes, I wouldn't joke around with a politician. He is right in front of you saying,
he's very much, I will kill somebody for you. And she's like, looks like you're trying to find an excuse to kill somebody.
Oh my god, it doesn't matter. He's 6'5". When he gets mad, and it's like I can't blame him because they did torture and kill his mom. Also, I was a little mad that the mom dies in his arms, in the sense of like, this is dumb. It's fine if she died.
Cheesy.
It's cheesy. It's too cheesy. I would be totally fine if she like died like on the way back, or something like that. But the fact that she dies in his arms and then he goes fucking crazy and kills all of them, I can't hate him because like I get it. But also like when he's like, I didn't just kill the men, but the woman too, and the children. That was also just I think the delivery was kind of bad on that one.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
Hayden Christensen. I am so sorry to Hayden Christensen. He's got like he and Jake Lloyd got in some deep trouble after that because of the reception of the fans.
Okay. I was like, did they?
No,
okay.
No, it's because the fans hated him.
Yeah.
Because he was a kid.
Yeah.
So he hasn't acted in anything since then. And then Hayden Christensen definitely like disappeared for a hot minute because people were like, "This acting sucks," and
Yeah.
And Hayden Christensen, young new actor, doesn't know how to tell George Lucas this is not how somebody would say this, and so he's just doing what George Lucas is telling him to do, and it's not
good. I gotta say, there was part of me that was like, I'm being pissed off at Anakin, but at the same time, Anakin's 19, and this feels like a very 19-year-old who has no father figure would act. I really fucking hate the man, let's go to my lake house, I'm gonna wear a low cut everything.
Yeah. And
it was so funny because like, who was it? It was when they leave, when Padme and Anakin leaves. Then like Obi-Wan's like, man, I'm afraid that Anakin's gonna do something, and I've got who is with him.
Captain Typho.
Captain Typho's like, I'm afraid that she's gonna do something. Yeah.
Very that.
She really wanted to be in her outfit in going to Naboo. I was like, she really wants to be in The Lion King.
Oh yeah.
She wants to be in the Lion King stage play so bad.
This is, a romance kept along with the noir investigation of Obi-Wan. I think it's a tight plot. It works for what it wants to do. The execution of it is not the best, but it definitely is competent with with its building blocks, and it leads up to the Geonosian arena, which I think is a really fun sequence. I don't think, compared to the third act of Phantom Menace, not as good, but it wants to have this fun gladiator sequence with alien monsters, and then like the beginning of the war of the Clone Wars, really well set up. And this is also when we get Jar Jar Binks being a Sith Lord.
Yeah. And being like, oh yeah, we should give more executive power to not Emperor Palpatine yet, to Chancellor Palpatine. And like, and in the moment, it was the good thing to do, because like things need to be a little bit more
things need to move.
Things need to move, so like it makes sense. But like, was bad, and was the beginning of like this is gonna go bad. I do like the fact of like, so when it's revealed about the clone army stuff going on, and Yoda and Mace Windu are like, man, we didn't approve of this. What the fuck? What's going on? And then they show up in the gladiator arena with all of the clones. It's like I was watching, I was like, this is definitely like well, fuck it. We do have an army, so let's just go.
That's basically what happened, yeah. And then like the final fight between Dooku and, at first, Obi-Wan and Anakin, that like they lose, and then Yoda appears. I can see like seeing how Yoda is in the originals, and leading up to this, like this is would be the first time ever that anyone sees Yoda doing
actually
things,
fight,
compared to him just being a wrinkly green guy.
Yeah,
like small green guy. And so the fight itself is pretty cool because of how active Yoda is, and I think that's like really cool.
It was really funny to me how they start off this fight by like, let's do magic hands, and so Count Dooku and Yoda are like out there voguing, and then Dooku's like, fuck it, I'm not gonna beat you with my magic power, it's time to use the sword. And then, like, that's also not working out. Yeah. And the only reason why Dooku wins is because
he doesn't win.
the only reason why he survives is because he's like, tower down,
try to kill Obi-Wan and Anakin, and Yoda has to save them.
I really do like this is only because of me knowing generally what happened with the originals, that they do a lot of parallels between Anakin and also Luke. They lose a hand early on in their adventure. They blow up a whole ass spaceship.
Yeah.
They have 2 robots.
Yeah. It's the same robots too.
Yeah, I know.
The mystery of the clones, of like how they were set up, and Sifo Dyas and Tyrannus. Did you get what they were trying to do with that?
They were like,
do you know who Tyrannus was?
No.
So, at the end, you see Count Dooku escape on the Solar Sailor.
Yeah.
And he meets up with Lord Sidious, and he says, "Hi, Lord Sidious." And Lord Sidious says, "Hi, Lord Tyrannus."
Oh, no, I didn't hear him say that.
No, that's the thing. Is like they don't really like, push it that well, but I think it's a good subtle mystery thing where the plan was from the get-go. Lord Sidious sends Count Dooku as Lord Tyrannus. That's his Darth Tyrannus name. To get Jango Fett to go to Kamino. Lord Tyrannus kills Jedi Master Sifo Dyas 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Around the same time as Phantom Menace. And takes his identity and goes to Kaminoans and says, "Hey, I have this bounty hunter here. Can you clone him? Make sure that all of the clones have a special little chip in them. Because I ordered that. Me, Sifo Dyas, who's actually Count Dooku." And so they sort of like were waiting for him to come back, and that's when Obi-Wan finds them and stuff. So it's very accidental that Obi-Wan finds them, but there was probably going to be at some point that Lord Sidious was like, "Okay, someone make someone find the Kaminoans so we can get this shit going."
So when watching this, I was like, "Oh, I can't believe they have Yoda be Barbara Howard from Abbott Elementary," because that's just how he's dealing with all the trainees. But I do like that the kids are like, "Oh yeah, if there's a whole bunch of stuff here, and there was a planet here, and it says there's a planet, but there's no planet. Someone probably fucked around with the records." And yes, good teaching moment for the kids, but also there's part of me that's kind of like, well, hey, Obi-Wan, no fucking shit that like someone messed around with the records.
Yeah, and it's sort of like is building into that thing of like the Jedi are sort of like not brainwashed, but definitely conditioned to just trust in themselves.
Yeah,
which leads into the like distrust in the government, in the Senate, and like the why there's miscommunication between the Galactic Empire,
which comes up in the next movie.
Yeah,
which we will get that after we talk about the Pokemon.
Which we chose Durant because it's like ants and armies to represent the clones and stuff like that. Also
to show off the Geonovans, because the Geonovans are Geonosians. The Geonosians are
Genovians. Oh my god!
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of Anne Hathaway's characters. The Geonosians, how they're like bug-like creatures, and also the fact like so it talks in the Pokédex entries for Durant. They talk about how like they make these like they construct and create these like elaborate tunnels, and the Geonosians made the blueprints for the Death Star.
Also, you don't know that. So there is eventually a second Geonosian fight, combat. What's it called? Battle. That's it. Second Geonosian battle. Less intense than this one. And in that arc, they do go into the tunnels, and that's where we get like the zombie.
Yeah, they talked about the catacombs, anyways.
Oh yeah, they go in the catacombs. They mentioned that.
Yeah.
Pago the Lesser. In the Clone Wars, they have a queen, huge bug queen.
I would assume so.
Yeah, I'll show you the pictures later. But she also makes them be zombies, so there's like a zombie arc with the Geonosians in the catacombs, which is really fun. Which I'm like, yeah, the Durant looks a lot like the Geonosians, like thematically. Also, representing the clones, armies, stuff like that. And lastly is Revenge of the Sith, which came out in 2005. I gave this a 4.2 out of 5. I think this is the best one out of the trilogy of sequels. Prequels, I keep saying sequels. Prequels.
So it is a good thing that I did not watch this movie until after I played Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, because the entire time I'm watching Revenge of the Sith, I'm like, oh damn, this is literally just Terra's story. This is just Terra's story.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like beat for beat, this is Terra's story. I enjoyed this, but also did not. It was this is one of those things where I'm like, you know what? I'm not supposed to like Anakin. I'm really not. But the fact that Anakin is the main character, that I have to deal with him, gets me pissed off. When he's like, oh man, I hate the Jedi Council. They won't make me a master, but they will give me power. But they won't make me master, and that's all I care about.
And they're gonna make me spy on my.
They're gonna make me spy on
friend.
my best friend, who's an old man who definitely sounds evil. He sounds evil. Come on.
Yeah.
And also the fact of him going like, my best friend who wants to get more power from the Senate to have complete control.
Mm. Who also wants him to spy on the Jedi for him. Yeah.
And also, why is not Emperor? He's not Emperor. Yeah, I keep doing this. Why is Palpatine watching Blitzball from Final Fantasy X?
Listen, that's an iconic scene. I don't know what the fuck is happening.
Yeah,
It's
they're
some
like
sort of opera.
they're at some opera, but the entire time I'm watching this, I'm like, so he's watching Blitzball, or he's watching Yuna really give it all, while also not being Yuna.
I think that here it's mostly set in Coruscant, and then Obi-Wan goes to Utapau. And Utapau is pretty interesting, but it's not like the big focus of the story. It's mostly, Coruscant that happens, and the plot is not non-existent, but not as strong, but still develops really well because it's mostly about Anakin and his relationships with the other characters and what leads him to the conclusion that, oh, I need to try to save Padme with the dark side of the Force.
Yes. We were gonna talk about it later, but I remember watching this, and he's like, "You're gonna die in childbirth, Padme," and the entire time looking at this, I'm like, they would have a better way to do childbirth.
So yes, no, 100%. They would have and then like the will to live. She lost the will to live.
She dies of a broken heart, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. What are we?
A big theory in Star Wars.
Should we go back to Jar Jar Binks?
No.
Okay.
Oh my god, not everything's about Jar Jar Binks, okay?
He doesn't know what to say, though.
He doesn't know what to say. A big theory is that, for one, he would have these prophetic dreams. Maybe it was through the Force. Maybe it was influenced by Palpatine. Hey, let me condition him to think that these dreams are his.
Yeah, and also like Jedi mind tricks. I could totally see.
Yeah, he has dreams about his mom dying. Prove that his prophetic dreams are real.
Yeah.
Now let me put images of Padme dying in childbirth. He has prophetic, and he thinks that that's going to happen. So he focuses on Padme going to die because he knows that his mother died after seeing the premonition. As she's giving birth, yes, she's like sad that he is turned to the dark side. Big theory that whatever Palpatine knows how to do, Darth Sidious knows to do with the dark side of the Force, which what Darth Plagueis the Wise knew, which was to save other people, is a transfer of energy. People think that because Anakin was being turned into Darth Vader and on the slab, parallel with Padme giving birth medically, they're both being medically worked on. People suspect that Darth Sidious transferred her life onto his and used her life to bring him life.
Back to life. Gotcha.
Effectively killing her, making her lose her will to live, which makes a lot more fucking sense than she just died of heartbreak,
Yeah.
And it is very much like he used that dark power that he lured Anakin with to kill Padme, and then lies to him saying that you killed Padme, which is also like he tells him that you killed Padme in terms of like you choked her to death, and then he's like, no, but she was alive. That's right. But also, you killed Padme because you took her life force, but in reality, it was, him. Obviously, this is not explained.
Yeah.
This is not touched on. This is theory.
A Star Wars
popular theory.
Oh.
Also, better than whatever the fuck that they can think of as well.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Rise of Skywalker. We'll get to that. That's the big theory, which is like, yes, her losing her will to live, stupid. Especially because she is such a strong-willed person throughout all 3 movies.
So sorry. Going back to Attack of the Clones really quickly. I love that they had to put her into a baby T by getting scratched by that one fuck-ass not cat monster.
Oh, yeah.
In the Geonosians. Because I remember watching this movie and, like, she gets a really cool, like, midriff outfit.
Yeah.
And then I see where it comes from. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
Yeah. Padme dying of
A broken heart.
a broken heart, stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid. But it's still very much like the drama of it all, you know?
So this is going back to, hey, Anakin, how did you not know this? That it was Emperor Palpatine, who is the Sith Lord that's controlling the Senate? Because he keeps talking about, like, using the Force, and I don't remember if they talk about Emperor Palpatine, that Palpatine could use the Force in Attack of the Clones. I don't know if they ever talk about that, because he's in Attack of the Clones. He's just there. And he's off here talking like, oh, let's talk about the Force and blah, blah, blah. Hey, dude. And I know that, like, right afterwards, he's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Palpatine. That's the Sith Lord that we're looking for. I totally understand. I totally get it. But what are we doing? What are we doing here?
And it's very much like Anakin is a isolated character.
Yeah.
He was an orphan who was brought in here, and Palpatine helped give him, like, clout.
Yeah, this is, again...
Obi-Wan's not around.
How most people feel about Terra from Kingdom Hearts Books of the Sea, exactly how I feel with Anakin.
Anakin did nothing wrong.
Yeah, the thing that sucks though is at least Terra, like, has genuinely done things that could be seen as a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Anakin really doesn't.
Yeah.
Anakin just keeps going down and down and down. And I think the last thing that is good that he does, net good, anything in Attack of the Clones, because I can't think of anything that he does that's net good in Revenge of the Sith.
Well, he did a bunch of net good in Clone Wars, which is between.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
But yeah, like this story is, you know, breaking down Anakin's psyche into becoming Darth Vader, and there's only so much they can do in a movie and a half, not counting Phantom Menace because he's a baby.
Yeah.
But like in Attack of the Clones, building that up, building his relationship with Padme and how strong it is, how emotional it is, and how that can be used against him to be turned to the dark side of the Force. But they do a lot more legwork of that in Clone Wars, the series.
Yes.
But that's only after these movies have come out. So it's like, yeah, I guess there was a 2D animated one, but did that impact the overall story? No. Everything that was implemented in Clone Wars helped doing that, and most people don't talk about that anymore.
They really do. Well, yeah, because the one that was the 3D animated one was pushed so much and longer. The 2D animated one was literally, hey guys, we're gonna make a mini series, watch it.
A lot of the characters in Clone Wars and in Revenge of the Sith are also used a lot in the 2D anime. That's where they made Asajj Ventress and General Grievous. Which General Grievous here, really fun. They obviously expand more of him in the Clone Wars.
Because I remember when I knew about General Grievous because his presence is so heavily advertised in most Clone Wars stuff. But I was confused of what he was. I thought he was straight up just fully robot.
Yeah.
But he's not. He's a cyborg, and I like that he has the heart still left in there. Part of me wants to know if there's supposed to be some sort of like parallel between him and Anakin, because they essentially both become cyborgs.
No, not really. Like, they don't really do anything with that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so, because later on, it's the original movies, and they don't, like, rip open Anakin's heart to kill him.
They have the joke where it's, you know, Anakin tells General Grievous he's taller than I thought, because it's the first time they meet, because it's the first time, quote-unquote, they meet in the movies, and they have to maintain that continuity throughout the entirety of the Clone Wars show, which is crazy. And then we get into, again, the third act here was, like, really strong, because we get, like, Order 66 isn't even it's the end of the second act. I think that this is my biggest critique with, like, branding. With branding in franchises, I don't want to say just Disney itself, because Marvel and Star Wars were brought into Disney later, but, and this was before Disney, but, like, I hate the blip in Marvel. That's a horrible ass name.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
And
they're like, oh, this is post blip.
I hate that time and years are measured in Star Wars as before the Battle of Yavin and after the Battle of Yavin. I think it makes much more historical sense for time to be measured as before Order 66 and after Order 66, because that is a grand upheaval, political upheaval that is happening that causes the rise of the Empire. Yeah, that makes much more sense than the destruction of the Death Star, the first Death Star, and it's the Battle of Yavin 2. That's what it's called. I don't know enough about Star Wars history. There's a lot of like Old Republic stuff also that I've not touched on, but I'm like, can we find a thing that's more interesting than just the Battle of Yavin, which is literally just the third act of New Hope? It's a lot more interesting for be like, oh yeah, the Order 66, which killed a huge religious genocide.
Yeah.
That changed the course of history in the entire galaxy. That should be the marker of when time should progress and be like, okay, we're a few years before the Order 66 and then after Order 66. But there's like a gap in time between Order 66 and the Battle of Yavin, where we go from the counting down to counting up, and I'm like, that just feels weird. What do you mean Order 66 takes place 19 years before the Battle of Yavin? Hello? Anyways, rant over.
I do like Order 66. I whenever there's like a piece of media where like there's so much planning that's going on behind the scenes and it all gets executed as once, so fun.
Yeah.
So good, so fun.
Again, like the setup of everything that was happening with Dooku and the clones and stuff.
The only thing that like this part of me is like, oh, this is stupid, was parts of it in my head was like, there had to have been more Jedi. Like, I would feel like they would want to pair Jedis up together if they have a whole bunch of clones with them. But I guess because they're so spread out, like they're spread thinly.
Yeah,
they had to,
that's the thing as well. Like, a lot of them were generals.
Yeah,
generals that commanded a battalion of clone troopers that turned on them. A handful of them had their own Padawans.
Yeah,
sometimes those Padawans escaped. For example, Danube, I forget her name. She was a master that let her Padawan escape. That Padawan became Kanan Jarrus, who is the mentor of Ezra in Rebels. So he was able to escape because of that. The main character of Star Wars Fallen Order, the guy from Shameless.
Yes.
He was a Padawan, and his master let him escape because of the attack. You know, and so there's like Darth Vader and the Inquisition like hunted down the rest of them, so that also went down like over the years. But it's definitely very much like it didn't. Yeah. There's still gonna be people left over, and so they're all like floating around, you know. But like, yeah, it's definitely like it worked so much that they were spread out for so long.
This reminds me of like in Avatar: The Last Airbender when all the Airbenders get genocided, but like obviously they didn't all get killed off.
Yeah.
But they just like in the lore, if I remember correctly, they stopped teaching airbending to their children, but they still have like some forms of airbending still in them, like how people theorize that Ty Lee probably was a descendant of it. That's why she's able to do like so many acrobatic tricks so easily. Which like does kind of come into play. That idea comes into play in the sequels, right? How like there's people who are force sensitive that they're trying to find or something like that.
Well, like force sensitive things, people will just continue in general. Okay. So it's not like a thing. It's like the Jedi Order as a religion found these people. You know, it's sort of like, oh, this person has red hair. Yeah, let's bring them into the red hair order. But then the red hair order was killed. Yeah, but there's still going to be people being born with red hair. That's yeah.
So this is only because you mentioned the midichlorians.
Oh my god.
I was looking up because Smee was like, yeah, he doesn't have a father. He just was birthed immaculate conception. He's space Jesus. But I was like, this has to like how big Star Wars is, there has to be like some explanation of like who his dad is and like some extended universe thing. And so I looked up online. there was effectively nothing except for there was one Reddit comment that was so funny to me. That was, yeah, his father is midi-chlorian.
There's
That was so
also
funny to me.
there's also theories that it was Sidious.
Well, yeah, because he
that
talked
impregnated
about
her.
they kind of referenced that with in his talk with Palpatine, that he's like, oh yeah, they say that some people can like create life with the Force and something like that. So I was like, oh, okay, so that's what happened.
Yeah. So that's also
Also, like, why would they seek out this one random woman and be like, make her pregnant?
Well, it's supposed to be like, let's make this one woman pregnant and have her child be full of midichlorians.
Yeah.
And then, like, once I find this
like,
midichlorian person,
you know,
that's fair. I think it was also part of the Force thing. When theorizing gets a little iffy.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Anyways,
the final fight, really fun.
Really good level in the Lego game.
Really fun. It's so really funny to me that they're like, we have the fight. C-3PO, grab that pregnant lady.
Yeah. And R2-D2. Yeah.
And R2-D2 as well. Really like the fight that, it's not really a fight, but when Anakin goes and kills all of the Separatists all at once, which is crazy because like these guys are effectively our antagonists for most of this trilogy, but like
for
at the
most of the Clone Wars too.
Yeah, but like towards the end, they are the last hope of what's going on because Emperor Palpatine's grabbing so much power that the Separatists would be the only people in the way of Palpatine. So having Anakin be so filled with propaganda of like the Separatists fucking suck. Hey, also, if you do what I say, I'll give you the power to bring life back. And he goes off and kills off the only hope that is left for some sort of like retaliation, for rebellion. Really fun. I hate Anakin so much. And then the final fight between him and Obi-Wan, I thought went longer. Like it still was a long fight, but for some reason I guess it went longer.
It was also intricate with a handful of other scenes happening at the same time, especially between Yoda and Palpatine's fight, which I always forget about.
The Yoda-Palpatine fight was fun.
Yeah, I always forget about it. It's underrated.
I love when old men fight each other.
Yeah.
It does remind me a lot of the fight with Gandalf and Saruman.
Yeah.
Just like thematically because two old men fighting. But like they're somewhere on equal power level, so it's really fun. I love how emotional it was. I love the use of the different robots to guide through the lava.
Mustafar,
yeah, that was really fun. I, for some reason, thought that like where the iconic "I have the high ground" thing was happening, I thought that was like in a different space, I guess. But like I didn't really watch the movie, so I guess I would have been wrong no matter what.
Yeah.
I love that Anakin dies by doing a flip, and Obi-Wan just cutting off his legs.
Yeah.
Going back a little bit, so sorry. I want to talk about the fight with Mace Windu.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Love that. It's short, but I love it so much because like Mace Windu was going to kill this man, and there's this to me parallels with the death of Count Dooku, where like Anakin's like, I don't know if I should kill him because it's not the Jedi way, and blah blah blah, and then Palpatine guy says, "Do it, kill him." And he does kill him, but I got mad because I'm like, I'm not going to kill him. And then this guy says, do it. So you do it. But then Mace Windu, I like that he was like, I'm going to kill him because it's the only way to make sure that he is not around, because he has political power, because he has Darth powers as well.
He's too dangerous to live.
He's too dangerous to live. He's like, yes, this is like he was in his own agency. I will do this because this is the best option. Whereas Anakin is like, I don't know if I should kill him or not. I don't know. And it takes somebody else to say kill him to actually kill him. I like that. And it gets me really mad when Anakin's like, I'm going to save you, old man who's turning evil or has been evil this entire time.
He also says, I need him.
I need him, yes.
To save Padme.
Yeah, I hate this so much, but it's so good. This is the drama.
This is the space opera of it all.
Mace Windu deserves so much better.
Samuel L. Jackson, has stated before that he does not think that Mace Windu would just be easily killed that way.
No.
So far, nothing has happened so far. I think Samuel L. Jackson has the clout for that. He's just get a little busy.
Yeah.
But he could totally push for something like that to happen. But yeah, it's very good.
Mace Windu's character was really fun. And I think partly it is because he was so ready to kill a person, even though it's like not the Jedi way.
Very intense.
The way that he decides to kill is the Jedi way because of the fact of if this guy does not die, then worse things will happen. And that's so true. All this fucked up shit happened. I hate Anakin so much. I love how much I hate him. They did such a good job of making you not like Anakin and watching his descent into the dark side, which I was happy about because I was afraid that it was going to be a little too, I don't want to say cheesy, but a little too fast.
Yeah, I think it's ballsy that they end this trilogy on a tragedy like this.
Yeah.
You know,
well, they have to.
Knowing how you have to lead to the original, and the originals end in a victory, you know, this tragedy ends, and then it's like you're done. You're done with this project.
Yeah.
That's the project, and it is quote unquote unsatisfying to end it at this tragedy. But then you can also just now we have the originals to watch.
Yeah.
So that's a really, I would say, kind of ballsy that they did that and makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, especially with how like hopeful the first two movies ended. You know, because Phantom Menace ends with peace and then the marriage.
Before we get to the fucking Pokemon, I hate when they are born and Chairman Organa is like, "Well, we've always wanted a baby girl, but fuck the boy. Hate him. We're not gonna put him on the farm in the middle of nowhere." They don't they make sure that Leia is gonna have the best life ever. Luke, boring.
Ooba.
Ooh, yeah, ooba.
The Pokemon we chose was King Gambit, which we finally able to use. We've been wanting to use this Pokemon for a handful of times. Dark Steel type, that is the new third evolution of the King Gambit, or the Bisharp line.
Yeah.
And it's very much like a boss, a mafia leader, a person who's pulling the strings and doing all this stuff, and very Palpatine.
He is specifically supposed to be the caricature of the main evil bad guy, the big evil. What is it called?
BBEG, big bad evil guy.
Big bad evil guy in Sentai shows and other tokusatsu projects, and yeah, that's kind of what Palpatine is. He is the BBEG of a tokusatsu show. Especially when he becomes all fucked up and wrinkly from all the lightning.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a personal theory that I like to think about is that Palpatine's one of those shapeshifter guys that was like the bounty hunter. He's not, but I like to think this way because why did he become that fucked up just from lightning? That's not how lightning affects humans.
Anyways, yeah, King Gambit, leader of the bad guys, and this is, the Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, and this is Order 66, where he's like getting all the clones to do something.
Yeah. And yeah, that is the prequels, Star Wars prequels. Eventually we will do the originals maybe next month. But my classes are going to start soon, so we'll not be able to find good time for those for a hot minute.
Yeah.
But I really like the prequels more than like the general fan. Also, general fans don't like women in general. They don't like people of color, and I think that's kind of stupid.
And also, watching this again, I'm like, they probably got really upset that there was a lot of talking and not like a lot of action, where the originals are just like boom, boom, pew, pew.
So, like, you can have your own opinions about the Star Wars movies and how good or bad they are, but if they're based on the character or the actor's race, ethnicity, if they're based on their gender, if it's based on anything of those things, talking to those fans that did not like the prequels because of Finn, or because of Rose, or because of, what did I say?
This is the prequels.
Well, that too, also because of Natalie Portman, Jar Jar Binks. That stupid. Have your own opinions about the movies.
Jar Jar Binks.
Jar Jar Binks is played by a black man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I was.
Look him up.
No, I believe you.
Look up his name. We have to name him. Give him credit. Ahmed Best.
Oh. I mean, I guess, but in my head I was like, what like race are the Gungans supposed to be coded?
A lot of general Star Wars fans talk about the women and the people of color in the sequels and even in the prequels with Padme. So it's like, don't dislike this movie because of that, because that's stupid. Dislike these movies because they are flawed.
Yeah.
Because they're very flawed. But I enjoy the flaws in these movies a lot, especially in Attack of the Clones. And there's a certain charm to it that I can really like. When we get to the flaws of the originals, which there are flaws in the originals, trust me, and then flaws in the sequels, which we all know those. We'll get to those.
Yes,
But I think I prefer the prequels. What do you mean? Because
yes,
we are going to be watching.
What is the sequels? But you're like, oh, as we all know, the flaws for the sequel. I don't know this.
Oh, yeah. Didn't I tell you about?
Yes, we were outside of a pizza restaurant, not getting pizza. We were getting pasta at this pizza restaurant.
Yeah.
But we were waiting for it to be finished, and so I was like, hey, tell me everything that happens in the sequels. And then lovingly, you went on this huge rant about the sequels.
But yes. Anyways, any last thoughts about the prequels?
I do love that it was very politically. There was a lot of political drama in it. The drama of it in general was fun. I am a bit afraid that I will miss that with the originals because it's more action based. That being said, I look forward to the originals because I will understand more of maybe why fandom spaces are the way they are. Just because I know that Star Wars was one of the original fandoms.
Yeah.
And also probably getting more references. So I work at Disney, guys.
Yeah.
I work
That's the most safest general thing to do.
I work at the Disney.
We're in Florida. My name is literally David G. Orlando.
My work is let's turn this back. Do you work for the Disney company and their resorts and parks, and there will be references to Star Wars, and I will have people who are huge fans of Star Wars that they want to interact with me.
Yeah.
Because that's where I'm there for, is to be interacted with. But I don't know shit. So I will
This is his education.
This will feed into my improv skills.
Yeah.
Because I will just yes and the fuck out of that place.
Because it'd be really fun to show you Clone Wars, but the vast majority of it is not that impactful in the overall scheme of Star Wars culture. It'd be fun, but I'm not gonna show you the first 2 seasons because that's just it. But the movies are useful because of the culture,
One thing I'm really excited for when we get past originals, when we get to the sequels, is finding out more about Amethea Taupe.
Anyways, so keep an eye out for my watch wrap up for the month of June. We will not have that many movies to talk about.
No.
This is taking up a chunk of it, but we'll touch on these 3 movies where I hopefully want to watch. So my plan was for these Star Wars marathons, the prequels, the originals, and then the sequels. But within the originals, I was going to do Rogue One. But after this last 3 marathon and then the Pirates of the Caribbean, I don't want to do 4 again. So we're probably going to watch Rogue One at some point this month. Also, because I just finished watching Andor, so I want to watch that again. So we'll talk about all that in the watch wrap up for June.
Yes,
June. I don't know what month it is. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share with your friends. Let me know what you think. Check out Matthew's Twitch. It's going to be in the description below. What's the name? Rebel Druid.
Yes, Rebel Druid.
What are you streaming nowadays?
We're going to be streaming a lot of Persona 4 Golden because the Persona 4 Revival was announced. I want to get a New Game Plus in before it comes out because then I will just be playing that.
Yeah.
As much as I don't want to drop Final Fantasy X-2, I've had to drop Final Fantasy X-2 because of Persona 4 Golden.
Yeah.
That being said, I will try to bring it back up, especially since these movies just made me go, wow, this is Final Fantasy X.
Oh, yeah.
Aesthetic-wise.
Yeah. And you're also reading Gideon the Ninth.
I'm also reading Gideon the Ninth, which I think is a Final Fantasy X fan fiction.
And not Homestuck. Anyways, thank you so much for watching again. Don't forget to be passionate, and I'll see you later.